An event MC is approached for an event by a client or an event manager. Most of the times they may ask for the game list, whether it's a birthday party, Sangeet, or a corporate team outing. Clients or the event managers used to ask the MC like what type of games he or she would conduct, and can I get the games list. This is what the clients or the event managers ask. And some of the MCs are very confident enough, they will be sharing the games list, and some of the MCs they will have the insecurity. What happens if the client or the event manager gets the a list from me and they may execute it by themselves or using some other MC? So this is one insecurity or the fear. Some of them says, I wouldn't say not all the MCs, or in fact even I can say almost all the MCs will have this insecurity, and they may be in a dilemma whether I should send this or not. If they send it, there is chance that a client may execute it with someone else also. If they don't send it, they may lose this client. So this is what the dilemma that goes into their mind. So I'm going to answer how to tackle this situation. Hello everyone, MC Thamarasan here from Chennai Event MCs, Entertainers and Professionals, Event MC, MC Trainer, MC Manager and the founder of the above brands. So basically, how does an MC selection happens? First, we need to send our profile, and then we need to send our videos, and then the client or the event manager will be asking us few other questions related to that particular event, that how we are going to handle the crowd and what sort of games you are going to do. And some of the clients are very particular, they want the game list or else they are not going to shortlist the MC. So the fear what the MC has is, okay, let me give the game list. Like for example, if I'm going to have some 10 or 12 games, once I give the game list, and also some of the MCs they will have it with the pictures, some of the MCs will have it with video. So once the client sees that, client has three options. One, the client can select this MC, or two, client can retain this game list and can look out for some other MC who can do the same games at the low cost, or client can do it by themselves using their relatives, cousins, or maybe the client themselves. They can do this. This is what has been happening. It's not happening always, but at least to a certain extent, this is what has been happening. In fact, I've also seen some of my clients are doing it in the past, especially when it happens in the corporate team outing. So fearing this, some of the MCs they may say that no, I cannot reveal the game list until I get the advance. In fact, that's a good move, I will say, because once the client has paid the advance, which means client is not going to back out, so definitely they are going to hire the MC. But what clients would say is, no, I would like to measure you, or I would like to judge you based on the game list. Only then I'm going to shortlist you. So to shortlist you, I need the games. So some of the MCs used to ask me, how do you tackle this situation? And some of the strategies what I've been following, that's what I'm going to share here. So basically, first thing, I don't share the entire game list. So I just give the skeletal view of the game list. For example, if it's a birthday party, I tell the client how my game pattern is going to be. I will say that I'll be conducting table games, and then I'll be welcoming the guest once the birthday baby has come. And then I will have a game where kids would be playing from the stage. A couple of games where the kids would be playing from the stage. And then a couple of games where the audience can sit and play, and a couple of games where the kid and the audience, the parents, they can engage. And some of the games would be like, we call out the elders on the stage, or men or women, and we conduct games. And then we'll have some games for the couple, and then we may have a group game. So when I give this list, client would be pretty confident on me, okay, he has a plan. Some of the clients still they would ask, okay, what would be the game when you involve a kid, or what would be the game when you involve the adults? In that case, what I do, I don't reveal all the games. Rather, I'll just give a couple of games as a sample. So my explanation to the client will be, I'll be having games where the kids are involved. I'll be having games where the kids and adults are involved. There'll be games where only adults are involved. There'll be game where only couples are involved. There'll be game where everyone is involved. So when they ask me about a particular game, I'll say, okay, kids. When I say kids, like kid would be like, I will explain them the Queen of Sheba game. Like will be saying about few props, and the kids, they'll be running inside the crowd and they need to collect the props and come. This is a very common game, most of the MCs do. But I'll tell the client, I'll be doing the same game, but still I'll be having some interesting questions over there. There will not be some common questions, rather we'll be having some interesting questions. And I would request to have the freedom of choosing those questions and doing it in the event. I would like not to reveal those questions. This is what I tell the client. I reveal the game, but I tell the client like there are some special features in the game, and I would request the client to give me the freedom of conducting them. And some of the clients will be very particular. No, don't embarrass me with some surprises. I would like to know. And in those cases, I again reveal 1 or 2 points to them, not the entire thing. So this is how I handle my clients. So basically, if you give the skeletal view of your event, most of the clients will not ask you the in-depth game. Only when you're not going to do this, a client will be very particular about the games, because my habit is, like I have shared in one of my videos earlier, when I get an inquiry, I just don't handle the client like an MC inquiry. I ask them about other things also. I talk to them about the event management, what are the other things they have kept, and then I explain them. We send a PDF explaining how to organize an event, or how to have an MC for an event, what is the purpose they can have an MC for the event, and then we send out videos, our past videos, like our birthday party videos or whatever the event for which the client has approached, and then we give them the a price list for some of the activities, and then I reveal some of the game plan. So when I give them all this list, then the client don't force me for the games, they have the confidence on me. So that is very, very important. You have to make sure that client gets confidence on you. So which means what are the things you would be able to give to the client at the same time, which is not going to backfire on you, or which is not going to be used by the client as such. So these are the details when you give to the client. So definitely client is not going to force you for the games. So definitely most of the MCs would agree, because you have not been sharing these details with the client. Rather you have been depending, once you get the inquiry, you talk about the budget and then you discuss the games. In that case, there are more chances like whatever you fear that may happen. But when you are going to talk to the client, more on the event management, more on the other support what you are going to give, you talk about, you share the past event videos and all those things, maximum client is not going to force you about the game. So this is one thing. Second thing, I used to ask, like I used to say that customers are king. Yes, customers are king, or rather you can say customer is king. Of course, 100% agreed, but not all customers are right customers. This is what my mentor Dr. Maharaja used to tell me. Customer is king, but right customer is king. That is what the right word you have to use. Not everyone who approach you or your right customers. For example, when I say like I charge 10,000 rupees for a birthday party or a corporate event, there is a customer who asked me to do the event for 2,000 rupees, and if the customer asked me to do it for 4 hours and he's asking me the game plan, everything, which means he or she is not the right customer, and I need not bend for everything what the customer says. He or she is not the right customer. So that doesn't mean like this customer is king, so I have to do whatever this customer says, because I am coming down my budget, I'm doing a lot of compromise. So in that case, whatever I'm going to dictate, that's going to happen. That doesn't mean that I'm talking to the customer with head weight or something, but because I'm doing a compromise, then I would expect certain amount of compromise from the customer. Rather, if I'm an MC who charges 10,000 rupees for 3 hours where I get advance payment or the full payment, so I get a customer who is ready to pay me 10,000 rupees, a full payment, and who is having a proper agenda, who is able to arrange a proper mic for me, everything. This customer is king for me. So in spite of all this arrangement, if something else happens in the event, then definitely I would be very, very happy to support the customer, because this customer has been very genuine, loyal, and this customer has been taking care of me well, because he's the right customer. So this is one thing we have to understand. Not all customers are your customers. You should be ready to lose some of the customers who doesn't fit in your criteria. This may be a little tough for you, because you may say that like I'm getting hardly 5 to 10 inquiries. How can I lose my customer? So this is what would be your next question. Then I say, if you are going to like, you need to do 10 events, you plan to do 10 events in a month, and if you are going to get only 10 inquiries or 20 inquiries, then definitely you'll have the fear of losing the customer. So whatever it takes, you'll be trying to convince the customer, and you'll be trying to get that order, like what we discussed in the beginning, or just not to lose the order, you may share the games, but somewhere the client may choose someone else. That may also happen. But consider the situation where instead of getting 10 or 20 inquiries, you get 100 to 200 inquiries in a month, but all you need to host is 10 to 20 events a month, but you are overflooded with the inquiry. In that case, you will not fear to lose a customer. You will say that, yes, this is what I want. Okay, if the customer calls and asks for the game list, like whatever I have explained, you tell the customer, sir, this is what my profile is all about. You can see my past history. This is how I'm going to do. Once after, in spite of explaining all those things, if the customer says it, no, only if you give the game list, I'm going to select, you can say, sorry, sir, that's against my professional ethics. I wouldn't be able to share that. You can very well say that if at all the customer is going to go away from you, you should not fear to lose the customer. He is not your right customer. That's what you have to think. It may be a little tough for you, but if at all you want to grow in your career to the next level, definitely you should be ready to lose some of the customers. That doesn't mean that these customers are unfit. They are not fitting into your norms, or rather you are not fitting into the norms. For them, they may have some other MC who may fit into the norms. Likewise, for every customer, they may have an MC who may fit into the norm. Same way, for every MC, you will have your right customer whom you have to identify, or to whom you have to market. And this is where comes the last concept, which is called as a marketing. So let me quickly sum up what we have been discussing. Like, MCs may fear, if I give the game list, client may choose some other MC, or client may do it by themselves. So don't fear for that. Give the entire plan, like the starting from the event organizing and what you are going to do. Give the overall view. So which means client is not going to force you much about the games. Give them a sample games, 1 or 2 games. That should be good enough. After that, in spite of that, if the client is not happy, don't fear to lose the clients, because right customers are the one who is going to fit in your norms. So if they're not fitting in your norms, please, you need not handle those customers, and start doing marketing. Learn the marketing and start intense marketing, so that you get a lot of inquiries, which means when you have a lot of inquiries, then you will not have the fear of losing the customer. Definitely you'll be having a lot of events. So this is what I wanted to share over here. So if you have anything to add up over here, or if you have any other difference in opinion, or if you like to share something more to this, feel free to leave it as a comment for this Instagram video, or if you're watching in the Facebook, you can leave it as a comment, or if you're watching in YouTube video, please leave it as a comment, so that we also learn out of it. I also learn out of it, and others who are watching this video, they also learn out of it. You can also WhatsApp me on my mobile number 900-308-7198, alternate number 86102-57395. You can get to know more about me in my website mctamil.com, spelled as EMCEETHAMIZH.com, and you can like my Facebook page EMCEE space THAMIZH. You can watch my videos in my YouTube channel letter M letter C space THAMIZH, that is MC space Tamil. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful time. MC Tamil signing off.